Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. So today I am filming sort of an impromptu type video. For those of you that don't watch a lot of YouTube, you might not know, but Emily Norris, who's a big YouTuber and one of my favorites, created this 2019 Mom Tag Q&A. And one of my good friends here on YouTube, Jovie from Jovie's Home, was kind enough to tag me in hers. So here I am filming my Mom Tag 2019 Q&A. So thank you so much to Jovie for tagging me so that I have an opportunity to do this video too. So if you're not familiar with what a mom tag is, it's about 15 questions that you answer, and then you can see other YouTubers and moms answer the same types of questions, and it's just really fun and interesting to see how everyone answers the same types of questions. So I have them here on my phone, so let's get right into the video. So the first question is, what is your favorite mom hack or tip to make your life easier? And I don't know if this counts as a mom hack, but it's definitely a tip to make your life easier, especially when you have more than one child, and that is to order your groceries online. And you can either get them delivered to your house or pick them up, but either way, if you actually don't have to go into the store with your children and spend an hour roaming around, shopping, dealing with their tantrums and whining, then it is going to save you so much stress and time. So that is definitely my favorite mom tip or hack. Okay, so question number 2 is, what is your most embarrassing mom moment? And I'm sure I've had more than this. I don't know, maybe I've blocked them all out, but the one that just comes to mind happened last summer. So I had a 2-year-old and I had a 6-month-old baby, and I drove them by myself to my in-laws' beach house. Everyone was meeting me later in the day, and I thought, you know what, let me take them to the beach by myself. So here I am carrying my baby. My 2-year-old is walking with his feet in the water, and I'm just thinking to myself, man, Carolyn, you've really done it. Here you are doing it all by yourself. You've got your kids to the beach. We're having a really nice afternoon. And then my son Jake fell into the water, just in the surf, not in deep water. So here he was, soaking wet, screaming, crying. I had to strip him naked, put him in the stroller, carry my newborn, pushing my naked toddler back to our family's beach house. I got so many looks of like, what the heck is going on? So now I sort of like jokingly refer to, whenever the bleep hits the fan, I refer to it as, oh, Jake fell in the water. Question number 3 and 4 is, what part of the day do you love the most and what part of the day do you love the least? And the part of the day that I love the most is probably that time right after breakfast, when everyone is sort of awake. I've had my coffee, the kids have had their breakfast, everyone's just in a good mood and ready to get the day started. They're happy and they're energetic. And the part of the day that I love the least is probably that point in time right before my husband gets home from work, where I've just been with the kids all day. My patience is probably running thin. I'm trying to get dinner ready, and I love to cook, so I spend a lot of time and energy into meal planning delicious home-cooked meals for my family. And then my kids are whining, saying that they don't want what I make. So that would probably be my least favorite part of the day. So question number 5 is, the worst thing someone said to you when you were pregnant. And I really can't recall anything too bad that anyone said to me when I was pregnant. I mean, people love to comment on you when you're pregnant. I don't know why, but you know, I did get a couple comments that, oh, I look really big, or am I having twins, or my face looks really round, things like that. But you know what, I'm pregnant, I am bigger, my face was round, so I tried not to take them to heart. All right, question number 6 is, a baby name that you didn't agree on. I had a pretty short list of names that I was interested in for boys and girls, and I don't know, we didn't really disagree on too many, I would say, except for the name Charlotte. I really like the name Charlotte for a girl, and my husband Dan really did not want to name our daughter that, but it really wasn't an issue because my #1 name for a girl was Brooke, and our daughter ended up being named Brooke. So I guess it didn't matter that he didn't like Charlotte. Question number 7 is, do you co-sleep? And I guess the answer to this sort of depends on your definition of co-sleep. I think the technical definition of it is that you sleep in the same room with your baby. And I guess if that is the definition that you are going by, then yes, we co-slept with both of our kids for the first 2 months of their life. So me and my husband slept in our bed, and then the baby slept in the bassinet right next to me. We have never had our children sleep inside of our bed, so we've never bed shared, but we co-slept for the first 2 months of their life just to make it easier for me since I was breastfeeding. Question number 8 is something you bought but never used. And to be perfectly honest, I had a hard time coming up with something because I really tried not to go overboard when I was shopping for my kids. My older sister helped me narrow down my registry to the only items that I absolutely needed. So probably the only thing that comes to mind that I bought and didn't end up using were pacifiers. And that's not because I have anything against pacifiers. We tried to give both my kids pacifiers, but I don't know, maybe it's a breastfed baby thing, but neither one of my kids liked pacifiers, so we ended up having to throw all of them out. Question number 9 are 3 hospital bag must-haves. And I would say the first thing that you definitely need are snacks, because as a new mom, you are up at all hours of the night. You just went through this marathon of labor and delivery, and you are going to be hungry. And although the hospital will provide you with breakfast, lunch, and dinner, you are going to want some snacks. So head to the grocery store in your last couple weeks of pregnancy and get a big bag of snacks together, and make sure you bring them to the hospital. And when friends or family are coming to visit you, if they ask you if you need anything, say, yes, I need snacks. The second thing I would say to definitely pack in your hospital bag is a pair of really comfortable button-down pajamas, preferably in the color black, because you are going to be leaking breast milk, you're bleeding, so black will just hide any stain that might show up on the pajamas, and button-down pajamas are perfect if you are breastfeeding. And then the third thing, if you are going to breastfeed, that I would bring in your hospital bag is a boppy pillow. I found it really helpful to have the boppy, especially when your baby is so small and they're so delicate. I felt a lot more comfortable holding them and breastfeeding them with the boppy pillow. So question number 10 is, are you a routine mom or a go with the flow type mom? And what does bedtime look like? So I would say I am a little bit of in between. I do like to break our routine for special occasions, but I will say I am pretty strict about my kids' nap time and bedtime, and that is because there is no sense in me going to an event or any type of outing if my kids are overtired because they haven't napped or it's past their bedtime. And that is because when they are overtired, they are not any fun. And if they're not having fun, then I certainly am not going to be having any fun. So I am pretty strict about doing events only when it works with our schedule. And as far as our bedtime, we have pretty much done the same bedtime routine ever since they came home from the hospital. After their bath, we get them in their pajamas, and then we give them their milk, and then they will drink their milk while we read books, and then my husband and I sing them their nighttime lullaby before they go to bed. And that is a whole new world from the movie Aladdin. We do a little duet. It's very cute. We've done that ever since my son was first born. Then we turn on their sound machines, and we turn on their night lights, and then they go in their crib. And that's our bedtime routine. Question number 11 is, what type of labor did you have and what pain relief did you choose? So I had very different labors with my first and second child. With my first, I developed preeclampsia at 37 weeks, so I was sent to the hospital to be induced. I had Pitocin, I had an epidural. After I got my epidural, I felt absolutely no pain at all, so I highly recommend it. I don't think that you get any award for having a natural birth, so why not get some sort of pain relief? That's just my opinion though. And then with my second, my water broke spontaneously out of nowhere when I was 35 weeks, and then I got to the hospital and my daughter was born like less than 2 hours later. So she came fast and furious. She was 35 weeks, so she had to spend a week in the NICU, but yes, very different labors with both. Question number 12 is, have you ever been mom shamed? And I really can't think of an instance where I've been mom shamed. I mean, I may have gotten some judgmental type looks when I'm out in public and my kids are whining or having a tantrum, but I really haven't had an experience that I can think of off the top of my head where I've really been mom shamed. So I guess I'm pretty lucky in that case. And question number 13 is the biggest challenges you've faced since becoming a mom. And without a doubt, this is dealing with the work-life balance of being a working mom. I am a nurse. I work really long shifts, 7 a.m. to 8 p.m. at night. So I leave before my kids wake up and I get home after they go to bed. So dealing with the guilt of being away from them for so long has really been my biggest challenge in trying to find that work-life balance that is pretty much impossible to achieve. Number 14 is the best bit of advice you've ever been given, or the biggest piece of advice you'd give to a new mom. So I have 2 pieces of advice that I love to give to first-time moms or new moms. And the first is a little bit ironic because it has to do with actually receiving unsolicited advice. As we all know, if we're a mom, people love to give us advice, and sometimes it completely contradicts with what we believe in as a parent. So I always tell new moms that you're gonna get a ton of unsolicited advice, and if you don't agree with it, just put on a big smile, thank them so much for their advice, and then just go on and do whatever you're gonna do. There's no point in just standing there and arguing with people. Just thank them and then move on with your life. And then the second piece of advice is just really my parenting motto in general, and that is just do whatever you have to do to survive. I think we all have these grand ideas of what we're gonna be like as a parent, and sometimes that just isn't how it works out in reality. So you may not in a million years think that your kid is gonna end up sleeping in your bed, that you're gonna drive them around in your car so they can take a nap, that you're gonna feed them mac and cheese or let them watch TV. But you know what? If that's what you have to do for a period of time on a certain day just to get through the day, then just do it. As long as your kid is loved unconditionally and all of their basic needs are being met, then they're gonna be fine. So don't stress the small stuff and give yourself some grace. The last question is question number 15, and that is, who is your mom crush? And everyone who I've seen do these videos talks about their other favorite mom YouTubers. But for this question, I really want to give a shout out to my good friend Jackie. She has been one of my best friends for over 10 years, and she is just such an inspiration to me. She has 2 kids, one of whom is special needs, and as long as I've known her, she has always been the most positive, uplifting person, both as a mom and as a friend. So she really puts a lot of positive energy out in the world, and she's totally my mom crush. Alright, so that's it for this video. I really hope that you enjoyed it. Give it a thumbs up if you did, because that lets me know that you really like motherhood types of content, so I can do more videos like this. Subscribe if you haven't done so already, and I will see you very soon with a new video. Bye!